Hi, people. Okay, welcome to episode 29 of our prison series. And today we're going to talk about prison popcorn. It's called Jailhouse Popcorn from Prison Raymond. Okay, come here, Mr. Fox. Jailhouse Popcorn from Prison Raymond adds intrigue to movie night by replacing traditional treats with surprisingly delicious movie snack made of Raymond. But the truly amazing part is the story behind the recipe and the terrifying off-screen drama that occurred during one particular prison movie night. The following story and recipe are excerpt from Prison Raymond. Movie night in prison was usually a big deal. We didn't get to watch any new or R-rated movies, but they did bring a big old projector and showed movies on a huge screen in the chow hall. It kind of made it feel like you were actually at the movies. One movie night involved some famous people, but not actors. A vicious hit was carried out by members of the LA gang, the Crips. There was a guy in the prison who was a member of the rival group, the Notorious Bloods. You could tell this was a planned hit by the precise mechanics and the execution. And now would be a good time to like the video, subscribe, and share my video. Don't forget to check out all the other prison series episodes. Episodes 1 through 20, and go ahead and check out our newest and our latest episodes too. Now let's get back to it. The projector was set up and the guys were in a pretty good mood, but just as the lights went out, the movie began. The soundtrack kicked in and got loud. That was the cue. Right next to me, there was a sudden movement, and I saw the guy I knew to be a Crip. But his hand over his blood's mouth was as he simultaneously sliced his neck with one smooth, quick motion. Before the lights came on, the assassin was out of the chow hall, nowhere to be seen. That night, nothing that happened on the screen matched the drama around us. Jailhouse popcorn. Here's the ingredients. 1 pack of chili flavor Raymond. Note, chili flavor Raymond is best for this recipe. Other flavors just don't do it. So Jailhouse popcorn ingredients. 1 pack of chili Raymond flavor. Note, chili Raymond flavor is the best for this recipe. Other flavors, they just don't do it. Okay, so the instructions. Crush the Raymond in the wrapper. So if you got Raymond noodles, you just bang it up, crush it up. Open the wrapper, one end only, and take out the seasoning packet. Take that out. Sprinkle the seasoning into the crushed Raymond. Close the bag and shake it until the seasoning is distributed. Okay, so this is what you do. The instructions to make Jailhouse popcorn. Instructions. Crush the Raymond in the wrapper. Then open the wrapper on one end only and take out the seasoning pack. Sprinkle the seasoning onto the crushed Raymond. Close the bag and shake it until the seasoning has distributed throughout all of the Raymond. And that pretty much is how you make Jailhouse popcorn. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back to our prison series. We are on episode 40, people. We're getting up there. Okay, so what's Christmas Day like in a high security prison? And this is coming from someone that spent 21 years in prison. So they said, of course, Christmas in prison isn't like Christmas out there in the real world. But at the end of the day, it's still Christmas, and the effort is made at some institutions to make inmates feel the holiday cheer. The person said during their 21 years of incarceration at 7 different federal facilities, they witnessed the whole spectrum in regards to what inmates and staff were willing to do during the holiday season. A lot of inmates didn't care. It was just another day on the calendar to them. They were more interested in gangs and drugs and politics and making moves. The same with the staff. Some correctional officers and administrative officials could care less. They were there to do a job, and Christmas didn't come into the equation. But Christmas in prison can be special if the staff and inmates cooperate to make it so. Prison life is bleak and stark. Even the hardcore convicts need a little Christmas spirit. It helps to lighten the mood, let everyone relax, and even put their guard down for a minute. The following is what I experienced at the various institutions I was housed at during Christmas time, and how it differs from the life on the outside. It was never super special, but it helped to break the routine. And okay, so then they said presents. Getting presents in prison is frowned upon. You always hear the stories of the XX predators putting candy on the new inmate's bed. And if that new inmate takes the candy, well, you get the picture. Anytime someone gives you something in prison, it immediately makes your radar go up. Like, what is this dude's angle, or what is he after? That means there is no secret Santa or gift exchange in prison. A secret Santa present on your bunk might mean someone is trying to make a move on you in a way that you might not want. If someone did that to me, I would be out on the tier trying to find out who it was so I could beat them up. And now would be a good time to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. Are any of you out there going to be in prison for Christmas? Or know somebody who's in prison for Christmas? Maybe put some money on their books so they could get some candy. Okay, but saying all that, the staff does give out Christmas bags every year, and that is a big event. It's a big bag of candy with Reese's peanut butter cups, Hershey's chocolate bars, honey buns, grandma's cookies, and much more. Yum. Honey buns, grandma's cookies. Okay, so a nice bag of exclusive items that you don't normally get. As soon as the staff gives out the bags and then unlock the doors, it is a pandemonium on the tiers as the block turns into the New York Stock Exchange. And everyone is bartering their items, trading them off and selling their bags. I've seen prisoners trade cigarettes and drugs for Christmas bags. Everything in prison, even Christmas bags, becomes currency. Wow, people. Okay, so relatives. The only time you see your relatives in prison is out on what prisoners call the dance floor, the visiting room. All bureaus of prison facilities have visited on Christmas and all the other holidays, but the visiting rooms have limited space, and it's not like everyone's relatives are coming to see them. Okay? Only the lucky few in prison get visits on Christmas. For most inmates, the only time they see their relatives at Christmas is when their family members are locked up with them. I had a few visits on Christmas, though. There is usually a tree with presents under it and an inmate photographer so that you can take pictures and document your holiday visit with your family. Deep in the neither world of corruption and violence, the only thing is that if you hit the visiting room at Christmas, then you usually miss the holiday meal. But that's normally cool because on the dance floor, you can get all types of exclusive items out of the vending machines that you don't normally have access to. So it's a double bonus. You see your family and eat good, at least by prison standards. So then this person said, prison life is bleak and stark. Even hardcore convicts need a little Christmas spirit. And then the next person said, dinner. The Christmas meal is big. It's one of the only times of the year where the chow hall actually makes an effort to give you a decent meal. There will be corn, stuffing pie, and big Cornish hen. They fill your tray up to capacity and you are allowed your feast. Isn't that good? But the big feasting comes afterwards as the kitchen workers smuggle everything that isn't chained down back to the units. Later that night after Christmas meal, you can get pecan pies, ice cream, and more Cornish hens back on the unit. Isn't that really good? That sounds beautiful. Now would be a good time to like the video and to subscribe. Comment below if you like me doing this prison series and you want to continue to hear more. Okay. So games. In the game rooms, the prisoners go hard on sports. The NBA games dominate the television at Christmas. Prisoners watch games all day, shuffling off to the phones during commercials to call their loved ones and feel some holiday love. Guys will be betting, drinking prison-made wine that we call hooch, eating their smuggled pecan pies and dreaming of the new year and the time they will get out to enjoy a Christmas in the real world. The recreation department also hosts events like bingo card, pool, chess, tournaments, and craft activities. They attempt to go the extra mile for the holiday activities and provide a diversion for inmates missing their family and loved ones during Christmas. Okay, so then they say decorations. Wow. It depends on the counselor and case manager from each unit, and sometimes even the warden for the whole compound. But I've been places where the staff will let you decorate the unit and even encourage you to. At the last prison I was at, FCC Forest City in Arkansas, we put up lights, a cardboard Christmas tree, stockings on a cardboard fireplace, and even a cardboard gingerbread house that inmates made for us. Inmates made paper snowflakes and hung them from the ceilings. Put cutout stars, crosses, and Santa Claus on the walls. It was rather festive unit. My bunkie even made a little cardboard Christmas tree that he put on his locker. He painted it and rigged it up a light. At the top, that looked like a star that shined in our cell brightly. Every night for my last Christmas in prison, it wasn't that bad. And now would be a good time to like the video and to subscribe. That is how Christmas is on prison day. Did you guys like hearing about the story time of what Christmas is like in a high security prison? If so, comment below, and I will see you guys next time. Welcome to our prison series. Today we are going to give you an update on P. Diddy and what his Christmas is going to be looking like. This is prison episode number 41. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like the video and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so Sean Diddy Combs, this will be his first Christmas in jail, and it includes a basketball tournament and a holiday meal. Enough, Mr. Fox. A judge denied Diddy his third attempt at bail following a court hearing, while he awaits a federal XX trafficking trial. Okay, so let's see what else they have to say. So, all right. His holiday meal, that sounds nice. Okay, so the I'll Be Missing You singer is spending his time at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn as he awaits his May federal trial for alleged racketeering and XX trafficking. Diddy has been behind bars since September. Combs, he's 55 years old and his fellow inmates have the opportunity to participate in a card game, dominoes, soccer, and a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. A spokesperson for MDC Brooklyn confirmed to Fox News Digital. Okay, so Diddy's Thanksgiving meal options in jail include peanut butter and jelly sandwiches after his bail was denied. Okay, so for the holiday meal on Christmas Day, Diddy's menu will feature baked Cornish hen, macaroni and cheese, cranberry sauce, dinner rolls, and a holiday dessert. Just sounds too good, people. However, the lunch option is subject to change. Aren't we excited for Diddy? He's going to be eating so good, okay? So again, For those of you who do care, you know, if you want to write Diddy, again, he is at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. That is where you would be able to write him if that's what you're interested in doing, and whatever you want to say to Diddy. Again, like the video, subscribe. And this will be his second holiday spent behind bars, as he was in jail for Thanksgiving as well. For breakfast, the menu included fruit, cereal, breakfast pastries, and skim milk. Coffee wasn't listed as an option, though it was available earlier that week. So lunch was served as the Thanksgiving meal for Combs and his fellow inmates, with a turkey roast, mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables, cranberry sauce, turkey gravy, dinner rolls, and butter. Assorted holiday pies were available for dessert, and if an inmate needed a meatless option, they could opt for hot and sour tofu. That was what his Thanksgiving was like. Diddy's getting all the good food, right? Do y'all like what he's getting? Are y'all going to be eating this good? Okay, so dinner was simpler, offering peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, potato chips, whole wheat bread, fruit, and a beverage option. Okay. So Diddy also spent his birthday, November 4th, at the Metropolitan Detention Center this year. Yeah. And for his meals on his big day, breakfast was the same, while lunch had a pasta option and a salad. That does sound kind of good. And dinner provided either chicken or tofu, fried rice. Why is he eating this good, people? Why is Diddy eating so good? We don't want Diddy eating like this. We want we want Diddy to have like butter bread, and then butter bread next to butter bread. and burnt up hot dogs. We want him to have burnt up hot dogs. That's what he should get. We want him to get stale potato salad, and then spoiled rice, right? Like stuff like that. For the homeless guy I talked to the other day, he hated spinach, so maybe that's what they need to give him. Give him some spinach. I don't like beans, so feed Diddy beans. So he can be on the toilet all day, right, people? And again, now would be a good time to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Okay, so Combs was charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking by force, fraud, and corrosion, and transportation to engage in prostitution in an indictment unsealed on September 17th. If found guilty, he may face a minimum of 15 years behind bars or a maximum sentence of life in prison. What do you think it's going to be, you guys? So, Sean Diddy Combs pleaded not guilty in September, and a judge set his trial date for May 5th. So mark the calendars, y'all, for May 5th so you can see what's going on with Diddy. You know, is he guilty? Is he not guilty? We're going to have to wait and see. So authorities say Combs ran a criminal enterprise through his businesses, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global, among others. He used firearms, threats of violence, verbal and emotional, physical, and lots of other abuse to fulfill his sexual desires, according to the unsealed indictment previously obtained by Fox News Digital. The disgraced music mogul has fought to be released from jail pending trial 3 times, and his most recent attempt, denied, was on November 27th. Diddy had offered up $50 million to wait for his trial from his home on Star Island, but prosecutors insisted that the musician was a threat to witnesses and victims. Okay? So I hope you guys understand why his bail kept being denied. So again, this is Diddy's first Christmas behind bars. How do you think he's taking it? Do you think he's made friends yet in prison? Do you think he's concerned about our friend Jay-Z, or do you think he doesn't care? Or do you think he's going to speak about something, letting us know what's really going on? So, I will see you guys next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back to our prison series. Okay, so this is to the assassin out there, the guy that got the healthcare worker. How does a girl get in contact with you? Because you know you got many admirers right now because of how handsome you are. And so this is the guy. I'm getting off track. Welcome back to prison episode number 35. Again, we're talking about a criminal today, a sexy criminal. Okay, do you see this guy right here? All right, I would much rather be going out on a date with him than this guy right here, okay? Yes, that guy right there, he's not as handsome. The guy that assassinated him is so much more handsome. And it would be like if someone is like, if he's asking you, if you happen to bump into the guy that assassinated, you know, the CEO on the street, and he asks you out on a date, or he's like, hey, could I hide at your place? You know what? He's so handsome that you would just be like, okay, you know. So what do we really like about this guy? Look, he's young too. He's young. This guy, he's old and he's deceased, okay? One's alive. That's what we like about that guy. And one's not. Okay? And, you know, the deceased stink, if we can be real about this situation. Yes, so one is handsome and one is not handsome. Do we need to waste any time there on why you would like to hang out with the guy that, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm pretty normal. I know some of you might be afraid to talk about how attractive the guy is that they're in search of. But, you know, if they capture him, what we have to say is this. At least we will be able to write him letters. And, you know, we'll be able to keep track of him. But you have to remember, you know, he's single right now. We know that much because, you know, if he was married, then I can only imagine, you know, his wife would just naturally come forward and be like, that's my husband, you know. So we know he's single. So that's good news for us ladies, okay? You know, but I mean, well, let's not fight over the guy, you know. We hope that they get him, because when they get him, then we'll be able to write him, right? And yeah, we imagine that he has so many admirers. Yeah, so one of these guys is a coward and one is not. You know, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Now would be a good time to like the video, to subscribe. Is there anybody else out there who's just secretly admiring this guy right here, and you too want to get in contact with him, and you're just thinking, where are you? We want to see you. You know what I'm saying? So, or is it just me? Am I tripping? Am I the only one who finds him to be handsome? You know? I mean, if you're out there, dude, and you're watching, you know, a lot of people like you, okay? If you didn't know. So please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back to our prison series. This is episode 45, and today we're going to talk about Rikers Island. So this is one of the most notorious prisons, and it's located in the East River between Queens and the Bronx in New York City. And also it's where Luigi Mansion is going to be going. Okay, so it's named after Abraham Riken, who bought the island in 1664. The land was eventually acquired by the city in 1884, and a jail was established in the 1930s. The complex covers about 413 acres, and it's at its peak housed around 10,000 inmates, making it one of the world's largest correctional institutions. A diverse inmate population is held inside Rikers, and most prisoners are there temporarily awaiting trial, serving short sentences, or awaiting transfers to other facilities. Rikers Island is notorious for its harsh conditions, including violence between inmates and involving guards. Reports of abuse, neglect, and corruption among staff have been frequent. The treatment of inmates with mental health issues has been a particular concern, with critics arguing that the facility is ill-equipped to handle such cases appropriately. Likewise, the treatment of juvenile inmates is a subject of controversy. There have been calls for more appropriate handling in the facilities for young offenders. Numerous lawsuits and human rights investigations have targeted the conditions at Rikers Island, often focusing on issues like solitary confinement, the use of force by guards, and the prolonged detention of inmates awaiting trial. Now would be a good time to like the video, to subscribe. And are you guys enjoying the prison series? Do you like hearing about all the different prisons, learning with me together? If so, go ahead and comment below. So, when visiting Rikers, journalists and prison reforms discovered temporary holding cells described as covered with rotten food, urine, and feces and blood. Inmates were using plastic sheets for blankets and cardboard boxes for beds. Maggots crawled over everything. Up to 26 men were crowded into a single cell where they used plastic bags as toilets. Prisoners kept in holding cells, which should be used for only 24 hours or less, often stayed there for more than a week awaiting transfer. In that time, food and medical services were not routinely provided. Now let's hear that paragraph again, just a small bit of it. So, this was what journalists had noticed when visiting Rikers Island. The prison reformers discovered temporary holding cells described as covered with rotten food, urine, feces, and blood. Inmates were using plastic sheets for blankets and cardboard boxes for beds. Maggots crawled over everything. Up to 26 men were crowded into a single cell where they used plastic bags as toilets. That does not sound good, does it, people? It's disgusting. So over the years, there have been various attempts to reform Rikers Island, focusing on improving conditions, reducing violence, and providing better mental health care. Amid mounting pressure, activists and political leaders have urged the city to close Rikers Island. In 2019, the New York City Council voted to close the jail completely by 2026, intending to replace it with smaller, more modern jails located closer to the city's main courthouse. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, welcome back. We are on prison episode number 8. So today we'll be talking about how to prepare to go to prison if you know you're going. So, prison is all the rage in Hollywood. We've all seen Oz, the Shawshank Redemption. Orange is the New Black, and Con Air. Their creators got some of the facts right, but they don't tell you how to prepare for prison, do they? If you're going to prison, our goal is to help you in your preparation for incarceration journey. So that's what we want to talk about to help you out. And if you're interested in learning more about prison life and how to prepare, they said online they have a copy of a book. It's like a little pamphlet, Federal Prison Handbook. And if you guys really, really need it, Go ahead and comment below, and while you're thinking about it, subscribe. And I should be able to include some type of link below to hopefully help you. I hope I don't forget to put it down below. Or consider hiring Zukis Consulting Group to assist you in preparing for going to prison. Whether you will serve 6 months or 6 years, the tips discussed below will help you prepare for your time in prison. You can also book a free initial consultation to speak with a prison preparation coach today. For those with little experience with the criminal justice system, the notion of time behind bars can feel overwhelming. It can feel as though there is nowhere to turn, and any information you read online seems to contradict other information you've seen. We've included useful basic information below on preparing for prison to cut through all the misinformation. So they had created, it looks like, a table of contents. So I'll read the table of contents. How to prepare for prison. Going to prison. Steps to successfully prepare for prison. Learn about federal prison. Federal prison facilities. Minimum security prisons. Federal prison camps. Low security prisons. Medium security prisons. High security prisons. United States Penitentiary. USPS, Administrative Security Prison. Research your Pacific Prison. Arrival and personal property. Money in prison. Communication in prison. Get in good physical shape. Get your affairs in order. Preparing your family for incarceration. Appointing a power of attorney. Designating your point of contact. Resolving your medical and dental issues. Creating a list of contact details. Authoritative information about going to prison. Life in federal prison. Stay out of prison politics. Keep yourself busy. Wow. Find purpose. Stay clean. Avoid discussing your charges. Learn the rules. Be polite and respectful. Have a good attitude. Don't struggle with how to prepare for going to prison. We're here to help. If only Diddy had this. Okay, so now let's get into how to prepare for prison. It's essential to prepare in advance if you have been convicted or pleaded guilty to a criminal offense and are waiting for sentencing. According to the United States Sentencing Commission, the average federal prison sentence imposed is approximately 147 months. That's a lot. Less than 20% of offenders serve a prison term below 5 years. This means no matter the nature of your offense, your confinement to federal prison will likely disrupt your normal life for a minimum of a couple of years. Essentially, adequate prison preparation eases the transition to your new life behind bars. It might not take away the hard realities that follow losing your freedom, but knowing what to expect and how to navigate your life inside the prison can be the difference between a smooth transition and a turbulent offset. Losing your freedom is hard enough, especially for your emotional and psychological well-being. Thus, managing any preventable hardships or mishaps can go a long way in promoting your mental health while serving your sentence. At Zeus Consulting Group, we help potential federal prisoners prepare for their incarceration by equipping them with information to navigate their life behind bars. Our criminal justice system largely fails to reform convicts. Hence, if you are keen on going through your sentence as smoothly and as quickly as possible and transitioning back to an active life afterward, we are here to assist you. If you get in touch with us immediately after your conviction, our team can offer expert coaching on making a favorable impression at sentencing to secure a more lenient judgment. In addition, we coach our clients on how to live a meaningful life during confinement by cultivating their abilities, keeping them out of trouble, and developing an excellent record. These are essential factors that can enhance your overall life in prison and improve your chances of serving a shorter sentence. Okay, now let's get to the part talking about going to prison, steps to successfully prepare for prison. At the Zuski's Consulting Group, they walk through the various steps you need to take adequately to prepare for a smoother transition in your life in prison. Generally, criminal conviction comes with potentially life-changing consequences, and the period before incarceration is the hardest for most people and their families. We understand you may be stressed and anxious about what lies ahead. For this reason, we are committed to providing you with essential coaching that you can implement immediately to get you ready for custody. Let us take a look at some of these preparing for incarceration tips. Learn about federal prison. Depending on the nature of your offense, the court might order you to self-surrender, or you may go into the custody of the U.S. Marshal Service. Whichever way, you need to arm yourself with knowledge on what to expect in the federal prison you report to. This means reading quality prison preparation books and speaking with a knowledgeable advisor who has ideally done substantial prison time in the system where you will be incarcerated and at the same security level. So if you know someone who has served as much time for you as the same charge that you have, that's the mentor you should be talking to and linking up with to learn more about what prison life might be like. Okay, so it says the Federal Prison Handbook, the definitive guide to surviving the Federal Bureau of Prison, is the best book for this. We tell it like it is and do not offer false promises to scare you into opening up your checkbooks. Take this step seriously. You must build an informational foundation to make good decisions in prison. Federal prison facilities. There are over 100 federal prisons across the nation, and they operate at 5 different security levels: minimum, low, medium, high, and administrative. The security levels are determined by features such as security barriers, presence of external patrols, detection devices, guard towers, type of inmate housing, cell or dormitory, staff to inmate ratio, internal security measures. Below is a rundown of the features of each of the security levels. Okay, so it says minimum security prisons, federal prison camps. Dormitory housing, low staff to inmate ratio, limited or no perimeter fencing, work and program oriented. Prisoners with less than 10 years remaining plus minimum violence history. Okay, so that was for minimum security prisons, which is federal prison camps. Okay, so low security prisons mostly is dormitory or cubicle housing, higher staff to inmate ratio compared to minimum security prisons, double fenced perimeter, strong work and program offerings. Prisoners with less than 20 years is what low security consists of. Medium security prisons, mostly cell type housing, higher staff to inmate ratio compared to low security facilities, strengthened perimeters, wide variety of work programs, greater internal controls, all types of prisoners but with less than 30 years remaining on their sentencing. So the minimum is for, again, people who didn't commit the worst of the worst. And then low security, same thing, less than 20 years. Well, they're not the same thing, but And then medium means like you're going to be there a while, but you'll be there less than 30 years. Okay. High security. Oh, okay. is United States Penitentiary, USPS, single and multiple occupant cell housing. Highest staff to inmate ratio, highly secured perimeters, close control of inmate movement, all types of prisoners, but sex offenders and informants are highly likely to be victimized. Administrative security prisons. Administrative security federal prisons have special missions, for example, pretrial offender detention, treatment of seriously or chronically ill offenders, confinement of escape-prone, violent, or extremely dangerous inmates. So that's administrative security prisons. So, all right. Okay, so administrative facilities include federal medical centers, federal detention centers, the federal transfer centers, and others. Please see our Administrative Security Federal Prisons page for more information about these institutions. Operations and privileges such as leisure time vary widely at each security level. At the Zuski's Consulting Group, we can help you understand the implications of being held in any prison, regardless of the security level. But generally, through the Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP, ultimately decides where to confine you. Your attorney may request your designation to a facility that best fits your needs. Okay, just a moment. I'm trying to figure out how do I'm going to this. Let's see. Know why I keep getting these numbers calling. Okay, back to where we were. Research your Pacific prison. If you are ordered to surrender, go to our federal prison profile section and locate the Pacific profile of your upcoming prison. Once there, you can read about the particular prison and life therein. You can also download the prison's admission and orientation handbook and commissary forms. These will provide an overview of opportunities available at the prison and protocols for education, recreation, housing, health, psychology services, and more. This is a valuable Prison Pacific information that can be very helpful in your journey in preparing for incarceration. Okay, so arrival and personal property. Whichever prison facility you are designated to, prison staff from medical case management and psychology services interview and screen you upon arrival. Later, you join the admission and orientation program for formal orientation into the facility's procedures, programs, policies, and services. Moreover, BOP restricts the personal property you can take when entering the prison or retain during your stay. Criminal defendants who self-surrender to their institution may keep the following items: plain wedding band, plain earrings for females, legal documents, orthopedic or medical devices, approved religious items, prescription glasses. While you surrender in your civilian clothes, you will be given an option to throw the clothing away, donate it, or mail it home. The prison issues you clothing, bedding, and hygiene items upon arrival. In addition, you may purchase items such as shoes, recreational clothing, food items, personal care items, and others from the prison's commissary. Sounds like the military. Once you are in custody, there are Pacific guidelines regulating possession of any of these items. We at the Zuski Consulting Group can help you get ready for custody by explaining these processes and privileges. Money in prison. You can have money in federal prison, but the funds remain in your inmate trust fund account. These funds may be used for commissary purchases, telephone, email, and other authorized activities. Appoint someone you trust to act as a business or financial manager. Your spouse or attorney or close friend, you may want to give this person power of attorney and arrange for the bank to allow them to make withdrawals from your account. Arrange to have them send money monthly or quarterly if you can afford it. Ask for between $400 and $700 a month. This will allow you to spend $360 at the commissary each month. Use a maximum of 300 minutes of phone calls each month. Purchase MP3 player songs and use the BOP's inmate email system. This investment will make your prison time go by faster. It's worth the expenses if you and your family can afford it. So again, ask your family to send you about $400 to $700 a month, because the commissary, they allow you to spend $360 a month, and then they're just saying that use a maximum of 300 minutes, of phone calls each month, and then you should be able to use the inmate email system too. In addition, your family and friends can send you money through MoneyGram, Western Union, United States Postal Service. Please see our page on sending money to federal inmates to learn more. Note that your account number must be affixed to all such transactions. Funds sent through MoneyGram and Western Union are processed every day of the week, including holidays. Communication in prison. Communication with family and friends is essential during your time in prison. In addition to fostering your emotional well-being, maintaining ties increases the possibility of successful re-entry into the community. The Bureau of Prisons provides the following communication avenues for prisoners and their families and friends. Inmates and receiving parties have the option to pay for phone calls. The scaled-down email service allows federal inmates to email with approved contacts, but the inmate must pay for any time spent drafting or reading emails. Inmates may send and receive mail through the U.S. Postal Service. Prisoners may receive subscriptions directly from the publisher without prior approval, newspapers, magazines, and journals. Okay. Get in good physical shape. Exercise has immense health benefits, both physical and mental. It is normal to get depressed as you contemplate preparing for incarceration. However, exercise can help keep stress levels down and allow you to focus on what matters most, creating a positive transition to better your experience in prison. You will have plenty of time in prison to develop good fitness. However, starting now is beneficial as you equally need your energy levels at peak as you rush against time to get your affairs in order. Moreover, if you end up confined, especially in a higher security facility, looking physically fit may play to your advantage, though you should purpose to stay out of all conflicts at all costs. There probably isn't any pressuring need to learn how to fight if you are housed at a camp, minimum security, or low security federal prisons. But if you're headed to a higher security level, you may want to hire a personal trainer to become as fit as possible, even if that just means looking tough. So if you're at a higher security level, you might encounter more threats. That's what they want you to know. While we don't advocate employing violence, conflict avoidance is almost always the best answer in prison. It's not the worst idea to consider taking self-defense classes to learn how to protect yourself. This is essential piece of how to prepare for prison. Violence in prison is genuine concern, and people do get hurt. A fight is never a good idea, but you need to prepare in the event of everything going wrong and escalating into conflict. Get your affairs in order. Going to prison is the last thought on anyone's mind. Even when your case goes to trial, you always hope there's a chance of fighting the allegations and winning the case or earning a lenient sentence. That does not involve imprisonment. It is understandable if you are still in denial and hoping the case might turn out favorably. However, denial only works against you, as it may hinder you from taking advantage of the short time you have to get your affairs in order. Before losing your freedom, even if there is a slight chance of getting a lenient sentence, preparing for prison is essential if things don't go as expected. Some of the matters you need to take care of include preparing your family for incarceration. Your family will be devastated by the idea of you being locked up and the potential dangers it might subject you to. It may take a while before they come to terms with the likelihood of living without you. However, you need to sit down with them and discuss life without you. If you are the primary provider, you may need to organize how bills will be paid in your absence. This may even mean working at downsizing the family's lifestyle if there are not enough funds to maintain the same lifestyle. If you live alone, you need to make arrangements for your property so that debts do not accrue in your absence. If you have young children, they may not understand the long-term implications of your absence at the moment, but it will soon affect them, so you need to plan the best way to help them cope. Consulting a psychologist is vital, as they can suggest ways to help both you and your family cope in the short and long term. Lastly, it would be best to inform your family that they can reach you either through email or written correspondence. They should also expect you to call them regularly or through video visits whenever possible. While preparing for incarceration is critical, maintaining family contact while you are away is equally as important. Okay, next is about appointing a power of attorney. Generally, a power of attorney grants another person the ability to control your affairs in your absence. This could be your spouse, parent, child, sibling, or trusted friend. If you appoint someone other than your spouse, you could grant the power to two people who should consult each other before making any decisions about your affairs. This may eliminate conflict and guarantee extra safeguards against misuse of the powers. As you do this, ensure you draft a financial plan on how the finances should be utilized while you are in prison. You may also want to create a rough budget of your financial needs in prison and coordinate how the money will be channeled to your commissary account. Designating your point of contact. Before surrendering to prison, ensure you identify a primary point of contact. This could be a family member or a close friend. We can work with this primary point of contact as questions or issues arise. Additionally, this person will be able to better advise your family and friends of your status, location, and information. Please note that prison staff seldomly release information to family members. For example, if your family calls your unit team seeking information about your status or healthcare matters, they will not release information. With this being said, we have our clients sign a release information authorization, thereby enabling prison staff to disclose information to our team members. Next says resolving your medical and dental issues. Medical and dental services are available in federal prisons. However, they may not match the standards of your current providers. Care is often substandard, slow, and usually not forthcoming. This is a crucial element in preparing for prison. You will do yourself a big favor by dealing with this now and not waiting until you are in prison. If you have pre-existing medical and dental issues, get an evaluation from your doctor before surrendering. Likewise, it can be a very good idea to update your glass prescriptions and resolve any dental matters before surrendering. It can also be helpful to obtain complete copy of your medical records from your doctor. If you take any prescription medications, ask your doctor to draft a letter explaining what the medications are, and what underlying conditions they treat. While you can submit these documents to your prison's health service upon arrival, our team can also use these in cases of prison staff not adequately treating medical conditions. In these cases, it is critical that we have underlying documentation, as this helps us motivate prison healthcare staff. Creating a list of contact information. Before going to prison, prepare a list with contact numbers, mailing addresses, email addresses for all the people you may need to contact during your confinement. This way, you will not get stranded whenever you want to contact a particular person. Additionally, try to fit this contact list on one double-sided page. Many receiving and discharge officers will allow self-surrendering inmates to retain this page. If not, we also recommend our clients provide us with a copy of their contact list. We overnight this contact list to our clients on the day of their arrival. Authoritative information about going to prison. In the past, people used to go to prison utterly oblivious of what lays ahead and would endure untold hardships before they adjusted to their new life. This is not the case today. There are dozens of books, guides, and other programs that help defendants prepare for their life behind bars. While we cannot attest to other firms, books, or products, our team regularly assists clients preparing for prison. Here are a few of our book offerings: Prison Education Guide, Federal Prison Handbook, Directory of Federal Prisons. While waiting for your sentencing or self-surrender date, ensure you gather as much information as possible to enlighten yourself. Most prison preparation resources are written or produced by ex-convicts who have served long sentences in federal prisons, or experts who have worked closely with the inmates and are familiar with the criminal justice system. Researching widely and reading available credit resources can be an eye-opener, enabling you to adjust to your new life quicker. Aside from reading prison preparation books and guides, you may also seek out prison consultants to answer your questions and provide insights on the ins and outs of prison. For instance, at Zeus Consulting Group, we help criminal defendants develop strategies to prepare for prison and successfully reintegrate into society. Our objective is to help you develop an informational foundation to make good decisions once in custody. Life in federal prison. Before commencing your federal prison sentence, you need to know how to prepare for federal prison with a survival guide and tricks. Assuming you have gathered as much information as possible about what your life in prison will be like, here are some tips to enhance your experience. Stay out of prison politics. You do not have the liberty to choose your neighbors in prison. You meet people from different backgrounds, some possessing extreme opposite personalities, ideologies, and outlooks on life. Despite the sharp differences, you may have to share the same facility for years. In ideal circumstances, people should embrace diversity, but not so in prison. Conflict of interest and prison politics are the order of the day. However, it helps by maintaining a low profile throughout your stay. Otherwise, if you indulge in politics and things turn ugly, it may compromise your chances of coming out unscathed. Keep yourself busy. Federal prisons require medically able inmates to work. As soon as you arrive, ensure you find a job that you will enjoy. If you don't obtain a job on your own, prison officials will assign you a work detail. We advise our clients against this approach since it often means working long hours in the kitchen. Some examples of the positions you may want to consider include plumber, inmate orderly, food service, warehouse, groundskeeper, painters. While some of these prison jobs require long hours, others are no-show jobs where you sign your name on a sheet and leave. While federal prisoners are paid for their work, wages tend to be meager. For example, federal prisoners typically earn 12 cents and 40 cents per hour. These funds are deposited into your commissary account, which you use to buy personal items. I'll repeat that again. Oh, sit down, Mr. Fox. Sit down. Sit down, baby. Prisoners typically earn 12 cents and 14 cents per hour. Okay. Okay, that's crazy. So when in prison, find purpose. A period of incarceration equals a lot of available time on your hands, which can be positive or negative. It's your choice. Many positive activities in prison can help you find purpose in life, even help you improve your circumstances upon arriving. College correspondence courses, writing, exercising, and teaching in the prisoner's education department are just some examples of many activities you can become involved in, which will give you purpose. This purpose will help carry you through your sentencing. Okay. Pursuing a purpose during your time in prison can make your stay more meaningful and manageable. For example, you can learn a new trade, write a book, discover philosophy, find spirituality, or purchase other professions. Likewise, we help many of our clients further their education behind bars. Whether you are interested in college or career-based studies, our team can help. Okay. In addition to keeping yourself busy and avoiding falling into a depressive state, finding purpose behind bars may equip you with relevant skills for successful re-entry into the community upon your release. This is critical. If you work, you are prepared for a period of incarceration. So, yes, that's very critical. Thinking through potential activities is a critical step in figuring out how to prepare yourself for jail. How you find purpose is up to you. One of our clients, a doctor before his incarceration, spent his time helping those who need physical therapy. Find something that works for you. It is a good idea to put a plan in place so you can focus on the day of release from the time you enter. Avoid discussing your charges. When first entering prison, many inmates receive the prison 411. Other inmates want to know who you are, your criminal charges, your sentencing, and other relevant information. Whether someone tries to bully this information out of you or a friend in prison asks, do not fall into the temptation to disclose your case details. Many things can go wrong if you do so. For instance, a fellow prisoner could make a deal to serve less time in exchange for the information, especially if the details are incriminating. Also, the nature of your crime might cause you to be victimized, especially for sexual-related charges. Please contact us at the Zeus Consulting Group if you are concerned about these types of disclosures. We help clients charged with all manner of criminal offenses develop a strategy for addressing these sensitive matters. This is especially important for clients charged with sexual offenses or who have testified against others for a sentence reduction. Stay clean. However tempting the ideal of using drugs in prison may be, you should steer clear of them. This is a key area for in-prison conflict among fellow inmates. Likewise, inmates caught drinking alcohol or using drugs are often severely sanctioned. While this can be an appealing avoidance avenue, especially when struggling with depression, this is not the answer. Our team can help you develop better coping mechanisms. No matter how deep you descend, keep in mind that drugs are not the solution. If anything, they are likely to aggravate your mental condition. Always remember there are far better coping methods such as remaining physically active, finding purpose, keeping in touch with family and friends, if possible, and seeking professional counseling. Moreover, no matter how smart you are in concealing drugs, it is only a matter of time before the guards catch you. And when that happens, it may spoil your efforts of maintaining a clean record and dash any hopes you may have for an early release. Getting addicted also raises the chances of being indebted in other prisoners, bringing you into deep trouble and potentially making your life in prison intolerable. Learn the rules. Ignorance is no defense for prison rules, for prison rule violations. Even if you did not know they existed, breaking rules in prison can get you into serious trouble. Educate yourself as much as you can about the prison system, and particularly your upcoming prison facility. If possible, obtain a copy of the official rule book and read it thoroughly. And note, the team at the Zeus Consulting Group regularly defends clients in prison disciplinary hearings. Our team can research the underlying incident, draft a statement for you to issue to the disciplinary, and manage all internal appeals challenging a conviction. Then it says, be polite and respectful. Prison staff is often overworked and inmates tend to be depressed or otherwise dealing with personal issues. Since serving time in prison is often unpleasant, practicing active conflict resolution techniques is important. Tempers are likely to flare quickly, and you do not want to step on anyone's toes. As a general rule, being polite and respectful is the best way to survive in prison, while reducing headaches and other interpersonal conflicts. Even when a staff member is unreasonably demanding, avoid engaging in actions that might make them feel challenged. Being polite and respectful can go a long way to making your time more manageable. Next thing is to have the right attitude. The moment you enter prison, your life takes a turn. You might lose friends, family outside of prison. Even those you did not expect to abandon you may just do that. You are pretty much on your own inside prison. Other inmates may try to take advantage of you. Going to the guards for help is often a bad idea, and that can have serious repercussions. With such a gloomy situation, you need to polish up your attitude and prepare for incarceration. Having the right attitude can help you surmount the prison reality and build something positive out of the situation. The team at Zeus Consulting Group can help you prepare for the experience to come and plan for the unexpected. Prison time doesn't mean a death sentence, quite opposite. It says, if you lost your license because of a criminal conviction, they can help you launch a new career. Okay. So they're just saying basically there's no reason you can't leave prison without a degree or a better prospect for the future. Don't struggle with how to prepare for prison. It says that use the Zeus Consulting Group and let them help you. Okay, because they're basically saying prison is never easy. They said they know what awaits you in prison and the tactics you can employ to have a smoother life behind bars. Going to jail or prison is never easy, but with directed effort, you can lead a productive life during this experience and after. Okay, so that is pretty much how you prepare if you are going to prison. If you've watched this far, type in the comments below this far, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to episode 2, back on our Prison is a Retirement Plan for Seniors. And today we're going to be talking about people using prison as a retirement plan in Japan, of all places. Okay, let's get to it. So they said seniors in Japan are having to steal just to cover basic expenses, but it's all part of their plan. You see, the sentence for their crime sends them to a place where they find a sense of community, receive free room and board, and have a caregiver 24/7. It's good to watch other countries who are older or more in depth to see what will happen to us. Well, 27.3% of Japan's citizens are 65 or older, practically twice that in the U.S., and these seniors are breaking into prison just to survive. Will Americans retirees be forced to do the same? Not if they start planning now with a financial professional. Here's a look at Japan's rampant retiree crime spree. So they said an article in Straits Times is titled "Rising in Old Jailbirds Turn Japan Prisons into Retirement Villages." It points out that a record 47,632 people in Japan aged 65 or over were arrested in 2015. Over 70% were caught for petty crimes such as shoplifting. When retirees have to steal just to survive, it's clear that their plan didn't include saving enough money to cover basic living expenses. What's worse is that Japan's elderly inmates are rehabilitated, kicked back into society, and stuck in the same boat they were before. They haven't gotten any younger, and they still don't have enough income. So do they get a job and start saving for their slow-go years? No, they steal a bunch of bananas for breakfast and get thrown right back into the slammer. About 70% of all current inmates age 65 or older are repeat offenders. Why do these seniors live this type of retirement? Well, besides the fact that they did not plan successfully, their retirement strategy didn't include any plan for long-term care either. But prisons did. A roof over their head, 3 meals a day, no utility bills, and free unlimited health care are all provided. A research firm coined Japanese prison state-sponsored retirement villages, and one of prison's demographics includes a 50.6 age average, with the oldest being 88 years old. That same prison was recently refurbished to accommodate their demographic, including 500 private well-lit cells, each with its own desk, chair, and well-lit cells, each with its... Oh, okay. They said also comes with a wooden bed and television set. Steps in the public areas are even upgraded with ramps and handrails. Does that sound like a prison to you, or is it closer to the retirement home where individuals visit the grandparents? By 2025, 1 in 3 citizens of Japan will be age 65 or older, and 1 in 5 will be 75 or older. 2025 isn't that far away, and the U.S. demographics isn't getting any younger. Medicaid and Medicare are drastically underfunded and facing problems similar to Social Security still. Prison is better than no plan, and a ward of the state doesn't have to live on the street and steal bread. Okay, so that was pretty much the end of that. Do you guys feel sorry for them? Do you agree with it? Is this still your plan, your retirement plan, since you didn't plan? Or is it your backup plan? Is your plan A, plan B, plan C? Well, we will do another video about this coming up. Just be patient, and we will get to it, and we will find out if prison is going to continue to be the perfect place for you to retire. And again, if you're watching from prison or you were recently in prison, don't be afraid to like the video, subscribe, and comment below. Bye. Hello, welcome to our first episode. We're going to do a little storytelling about, prison, different subjects every day. Okay. So now we're going to be talking about people using prison as a retirement plan. It's a little odd, right? I mean, but the previous day I was doing videos on like retirement type of situations for people, and I was so shocked. So people were like, they ran out of money, and then they were like basically saying that their retirement plan, since they have no money, is to commit a crime so they can try to figure out how to pay, so because they said they can't keep paying anymore because basically they don't have enough money and they didn't make the right choices when they were younger. Okay, so let's get into people's opinions online talking about prison as a retirement plan. Okay, so this person said, hypothetically speaking, of course, that said, I think prison as a retirement plan might be sound. 3 square meals, climate control, a bed and medical care, a decent library, assuming hardened criminals don't mess with the old guy, and relatively quiet time to read or write. Interesting. I think you could shop prison systems like you would a retirement home and commit the crime in the appropriate manner. Then this person said, help me understand how prison would be worse than a retirement home or sitting in front of a TV. And they're trying to say, yeah, prison doesn't have the costs. And here's Mr. Fox making his appearance like he usually does. You no longer have to pay taxes or have any costs associated with retirement. You can be completely reckless and not save up money to support yourself in old age, and you can enjoy life now. If you are lucky, you can work in the hobby shop all day making license plates. You can be terrible at that and still get food. You don't have to listen to an old lady nag every day before you argue that you won't be able to visit your kids. How many old people wait hopelessly for visits that never come? Card games in the yard, puzzles, crafts. You might even be able to paint or play music. I bet you could even find a personal trainer to keep your fitness up. There is always the outside chance you can get away with the crime and extend your reckless spending until you finally get caught. This could be the Gen X answer to the Social Security crash. Oh, I like what they're saying because, they try to say Social Security will be gone for us once we reach a certain age, and I believe them. Because plus, we constantly hear about them talking about they're going to get rid of Social Security. So, might be true. So we got to plan ahead, right, you guys? So maybe I should take up tattoo artists as a hobby to prepare so I can get some extra smokes and a serving of Jell-O. Now, what crime do you commit and at what age? Embezzlement seems a solid choice, but I think you might need a life sentence to make this work. And then it says that it would be messed up to get kicked out of prison. Seriously, not serious. I don't think people get kicked out of prison. I think they get, if they have good behavior, I think they can possibly get out. Okay, so it says, maybe a Fed club, laughing out loud. And another person said they liked that post. They said, that's a nice thought. Then the other person said, what do you mean? That would be a problem for me because it's a lack of freedom and privacy. And the next person said, crazy but interesting concept. I have heard of the homeless committing crimes just to get off the street. And the courts read right through it and cut them loose. Interesting. That brisk morning stuff on the freezing stainless toilet and that toilet wine would round out a nice day. Laughing out loud. I guess they know how to make toilet wine. I think I would rather be in prison than homeless. If things were really bad, go on a robbery spree and hide the money for when you get out. Ha 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 ha. And if you were to ask me, which would you rather do? Oh, that's terrible. Be homeless on the street or be in prison? Prison wins hands down on this one. The guaranteed bed and the guaranteed meal, the library, the friends when you get your free time, I'm just saying. I don't think the cold streets are for everyone. Okay, so this person said, I'm guessing these are also an issue in a retirement home, except you still pay taxes and rent. I have to guess, but gawking, the old guy is not going to be high on the list of pastimes for convicts. Spider is so, wow, I don't think we want to say that. Okay, so this person is talking about people being taken advantage of in prison. So we will skip that part because the way they wrote it was inappropriate. So the next person, they showed a big guy and said, don't be wasting no soap, pick it up. So these are the kind of people that you will encounter. Okay, I guess he's the booty bandit. All right. To expand upon this, I would fly to Sweden and then do something at the bank I saw. You know what they was talking about. I saw a documentary on the Swedish prison system. It looked nicer than many retirement homes, laughing out loud. Then this person said, is this like a shining moment like Johnny in the Mountains, laughing out loud? This person said, I'd retire to a dirt cheap third world location before intentionally going to prison. This person said, I was just thinking that maybe I could piece together a few of my old friends and we could have a crew. Then we all go in together. Book club, card games, and coffee every morning. The crime is going to have to be digital because I'm not thinking in my old age I will be agile enough to carry a lot of loot. And then this person said, isn't that tax evasion, white collar crimes, and a pot grower? Heard they have a sweat lodge and tennis courts. I don't know where they have that. Okay, so we had another person talk about how much they love women. So yeah, they said they don't intend on going. Okay, just a moment. I'm gonna get my water. All right, it got a little hot. Okay. Now, this person said, I'd rather go to a cheap third world island and live life as a local fix-it guy. Putter around, live on the beach, fresh seafood, and a tan booty. Arr, it's a pirate's life for me, mates. Next person said, I took what looked like a shortcut one morning. And they're talking about something about a prison cop. I don't know what that means, and I'm not going to say it. Okay. This person said a failed bank robbery would be pretty simple federal crime. On the other hand, I think even a basic social security check will go pretty far in the Philippines, Mexico, and Colombia. I think they're right for those countries. This person said, my broke buddy is doing okay in Thailand. This person said, I'm thinking about spamming forums with CBD gummy ads. Certainly, committing internet crimes would make it a federal case and qualify them for a federal country club prison. And they said they're currently in beta testing phase. I'll let you know how it pans out. That's really sad. This person wrote this in January of this year. That's sad that this is what the people are doing. Well, at least you know what not to do. And then another person said, well, it worked out rather well for Otis. They showed a picture of some guy. I don't know who this guy is, but that's who they said it worked out for. And then this person said everybody has that one person that they weigh whether or not their demise would be worth a life sentence. And then this person said, well, nowadays, all you have to do is agree with Trump, like say over at the Capitol and post it online. And then this person said, P.S. I hear San Quentin is nice. Happy face. And then they, I guess, posted something about that prison. The person is trying to say that the prison guards at San Quentin are friendly. I doubt that. This person said, you got too much time sometimes. And then this person said, I think if old age and life in retirement got so bad to the point I was considering prison, I would think I would eat a bullet first. Okay. This person says, take out a politician and live like an illegal immigrant. Better than the middle class nowadays. Whatever they mean there. This person said, first off, if you are a Gen X or younger, getting an SS payment, that crap is estimated to crash the year I qualified. We were taught that our senior year of high school back in the 80s, so we can't plan for that. Second, I think the chances for clean drinking water will be better in prison than in a third world country if you choose wisely. I didn't think about that. So stick to the U.S. prisons if you're really thinking about this. It said banks don't keep enough money these days. I think I will be too old to try and take down an armored car. Gotta go with a federal crime that is a light lift, maybe a Ponzi scheme. Does anyone want to pre-order a UTV? Question mark. This person said, might want to rethink your screen name if you're going with this plan of retirement. Just saying. Maybe something like Spider or Smiley, question mark. This person said, this is a nice big Ponzi scheme. Throw in some racketeering and evade federal income taxes. Just be sure. Plus you'll have a blast before you get caught. They did a little emoji with shades on the cool emoji. This person said if you land in a California prison, you even get yoga classes, free education, and you have a government-sponsored sex change. So you can end up in a female prison eventually. Rob, we won't say what they said there. Oh, wow. That's really sad what they put. You already know what they said if I stopped right there. Okay, hold on. The next person said, you're going to want federal minimum security. Identifying as a woman would have perks, but you would have to listen to your cellmates for the rest of your life with nowhere to go. This person said, we can tell that some of us have never been to prison now, can't we? And then this person said, only an inmate at RDP. I don't even know where that is. This person said, Social Security won't go away. It will just be reduced by about 25%. Hopefully all these millions of illegals will get work permits and start paying into the system so the cuts won't be needed. We'll still get something, but it will have the purchasing power to get us 2 Jersey Mike sandwiches a week, laughing out loud. Next person said, The unwanted being taken advantage of in prison is a hard no for them. So they don't want to go because they're not interested in being taken advantage of by the same sex. Okay, good reason. This is what goes on in prison. Next person said, I nominate this creep as a test mule for your plan. I always wonder what happened to the creepy banjo kid from the movie Deliverance. This person said, okay, it turned bad. Okay, so we won't read that post. This person said, here's a retirement plan. Go to Mexico, denounce your U.S. citizenship, sneak back across the border, get free phone and benefits, and I hear in Maine you can get a housing allotment and a stipend plus free medical. This person said, one of you guys that works for me is a Venezuelan expat. He and his wife have been building/buying houses in Colombia as investors. Crazy cheap. He spends a couple of weeks down there a few times of the year and doesn't spend squat. Usually the airfare is the most expensive part of the trip. And then this person said, hey, that was my college meal plan. I had about $20 a week. I'd pay a cold Subway sandwich and eat about 2-inch slice a day. And then store the rest in the fridge. And this person said, I have one list that has 2 people on it and another is a page long, whatever they mean there. This person said, only one problem is that Social Security was put in the public fund illegally, so it can never actually run out of money. Of course, no politician wants you to know that. Our good buddy LBJ is who you can blame. Next person said, sounds like someone has a secret desire to get their crap pushed in. Just come on, completely out of the closet, bro. This person said, I worked in that prison. Numerous others as well. There are no tennis courts. Myself and crew were with general population. Inmates actually were on my crew as well. The good behavior guys. The stuff you don't hear about is massive. Daily crap goes down. We got locked in a security armory for hours as a riot/fight started. Literally locked us in for safety. Going through Sallyport down the halls with cells on each side. The more the blood stains from fights, it's not Hollywood. The most scary individuals are actually the guards. A few can be normal or 2 civilians working inside. Most don't separate good and bad humans very well, at least not behind the walls. I made a promise to my family and self I would never do a prison project again. It messed with our heads. You go in at 7 and literally can't leave until 3. No cell, no camera, no eye contact, no talking to inmates. They constantly try to talk to you relentlessly. I saw things in there that I will never leave my mind. I did meet an old lifer. I was taken to the guards' cafeteria for lunch. The cook had been in that same kitchen for 30 years. He was a pretty friendly old guy. He knew he had it good, but hadn't been out for 40 years. I have many, many stories, but I don't tell many, especially on social media. Really, it's not worth the risk of telling. The women prison in downtown San Diego is really crazy scary. Many don't know right in the downtown is a maximum prison operated by one of the big business operations. Okay. Series not seriously a good topic. Okay. And we have one more person telling us something. Years ago, I was at my buddy's house. His older brother had just got out of prison. I didn't even know he had an older brother and no clue what he was in for. I remember he couldn't settle down at all, just hanging around in the garage. He couldn't stand still. And it was almost like he was looking to get in trouble. One Friday after work, I swung by to see what was up. The boys were hanging out in the garage, drinking beers. Steve was getting all irritated about something again. Basically nothing. And then out of nowhere, he blurts out, I ain't afraid to go back. I'm just a punk in a bunk. That's really funny. I got out of there. Too much of a scene. Okay. This person said they still think prison's a retirement plan. This person said, yeah, big perks. You'll also get, as Jim Jeffrey says, and yeah, so, all right, so that's the end. I couldn't say what this person said because it was very inappropriate. So that's the end of episode 1 for prison as a retirement plan. And hopefully, you guys think this through. If this is something you're really interested in for real, you will want to continue with the series of, me talking more about prison, so we can get you ready and prepared if that's really what you're into. If any of you out there are watching from prison, we would love for you to like the video, subscribe, comment below, let us know, your prison stories, if you used to be in prison or if you want to go back. We want to know that too. So go ahead, don't be shy, comment below, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me the hand. Baby, give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give me your hand.